$5 deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
This is the Max Kellerman Show. Max Kellerman Show on ESPN Radio.
Damn right, it's the Max Kellerman Show. ESPN Radio, ESPN News, the ESPN app, Sirius XM Channel 80, and your smart speaker, 888-SAY-ESPN, 888-729-3776. The Max Kellerman Show is presented by Progressive Insurance. All guests join us on the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line. So James Harden's, look, had so many, it's not just that in the regular season he performs at MVP level by the numbers, and in the postseason he performs at all-star level by the numbers, meaning there's a drop-off in his performance. You know, unlike people like he's the greatest scorer one-on-one. Shut up. Michael Jordan had the greatest regular season numbers of all time, and in the playoffs got better, elevated. Kobe Bryant remained the same dude, playoff and regular seasons, among the all-time greats. LeBron, over time, learned to elevate. This dude, James Harden, has choked. Not only do the numbers go down, but the eyeball test. Big moments. Dribbles out of bounds. Jumps under Draymond Green's legs, looking for a call instead of trying to hit the shot. Misses the shot, of course. There's so many moments like that for James Harden. And here he was in a Game 7 with storylines everywhere you looked. D'Antoni's job on the line. Russell Westbrook had been traded for Chris Paul. Chris Paul is talking about who's built for this after the game, that he had a good game and the Thunder won. Doesn't mention Westbrook, doesn't mention Harden. Obviously, they were beefing, or Chris Paul would still be there. Mentions Damian Lillard. So James Harden has Lou Dort put on him. Lou Dort's a 20-year-old undrafted rookie. And Lou Dort's eating his lunch, shutting James Harden down and giving him that work on the offensive end, 30 points. How does an undrafted 20-year-old drop 30 while completely humiliating you defensively? How does that happen to an MVP caliber player? That was about to be the nail another nail in James Harden's postseason reputation coffin. And that was a pretty good extension of that metaphor. You see what I did? And James Harden, at the last moment, almost literally, focusing on his defense, as he's done in recent years when he struggled offensively in the playoffs, blocks what could be the winning shot, and then even has the presence of mind when Dort tries to throw it off him, so it goes out of bounds off Harden, has the presence of mind to completely make him miss, jumps over the ball. That was a clutch play by James Harden. And yes, he had a very bad Game 7. It would have been humiliating had he lost. However, he's been great for the rest of the series, and I don't care if you had a bad game. If you save the game and your team wins with a play like that, it's clutch. He came up with an incredibly clutch and all-time great defensive play when they needed him most. It saved the Rockets' season. It saved James Harden's reputation. 888-SAY-ESPN, 729-3776. Meantime, as the refs decide Game 2 of a Bucks-Heat series that maybe could be 1-1 right now and even more interesting, we had, where's this Scottie Pippen tweet? Okay, here it is. Richard Jefferson tweeted about Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis might be a Pippen. There, I said it. He needs his Jordan. Pippen responded, I'm not Giannis. I don't have back-to-back league MVPs. He will in a matter of days, and he's not me. The question is, who are you as a player? Richard Jefferson was a very good player. Pippen was a very great player. Giannis is awesome. God, I love these beefs. But the point is, I'm going to tell everyone what to think as usual. Okay, are you ready for your opinion? I'm about to give it to you. Giannis is not Pippen. He doesn't need a Jordan. Giannis is Shaq. Now, the difference is Shaq, and that era lent itself to you could post up, and if you were a beast, there's nothing they could do. Shaq was going to put up his numbers in the playoffs regardless. But Giannis is like Shaq in the sense that he's a big, really. Just because he can handle and all that stuff for a big and shoot for a big and look like a wing because he can defend in space, he really offensively is more of a big than a wing. So it's not that he's Pippen and he needs his Jordan. No. Giannis is Shaq and he needs his Kobe. Do you know how gangster it is to win a championship in the NBA? The reason LeBron stacked the deck with the big three is because when you hear, we think we're going to be very competitive this year, that means is you ain't going to win no championships. You'll be on a second-round treadmill. Anytime I hear we're going to be very competitive, second-round treadmill, if you're lucky. It's a pretty good team. The kind of teams that win championships, every now and then a Detroit Pistons all-time great defensive team can sneak in, or a Dallas Mavericks all-time great shooting team can sneak in. But by and large, the kind of teams that win championships, when you look at the roster, you go, that's unfair. That's an unfair roster. Because let me tell you something, there's another team in the other conference with an unfair roster, and you're going to have to beat them. Go look at those Lakers rosters in the 80s. What? And they had him, and they had him. Same thing with the Celtics. Same thing with the Sixers that won it all back then. Look at so LeBron put together the big three. Wait, you and Wade and Bosh? And then Miller and guys like that started joining the team. They didn't win the chip that year. They lost. Now, Kevin Durant joined the 73-win team. At that point, it's over. Nothing you can do. That's ridiculous. That's why he doesn't get full credit for those chips. But the reason I bring all that up is Shaquille O'Neal, maybe he wasn't in his prime. I'd say he was young enough you could say he was in his prime. The stats say he was in his prime, and even if he got a little wiser when he got a little older, he was an unstoppable force, it seemed, on the Orlando Magic. He had a prime Penny Hardaway, Nick Anderson, all these Horace Grant. They had guys who could ball on that team. He got swept in the finals by Hakeem. He got swept by the Bulls with Jordan and Pippen. Oh, but they beat the Bulls with Jordan and Pippen the year before. No, Jordan came back, played like 17 games, didn't have his legs, and the Magic beat them. That wasn't Jordan. As soon as the Jordan was at full strength, he disposed of them. 4 games, sweep. It wasn't because Shaq wasn't great enough. Honestly, it's because Penny wasn't. Penny was a great player. But it's so gangster in the NBA, you need Shaq and a dude just as good as him who's not a big. Penny doesn't do it. Kobe does it. You need Shaq and Kobe, and they were lucky to win 3 in a row. Only one of those years were they dominant without any close calls in the playoffs. They got lucky against the Kings that season. Come on, guys. We all know what it is. It is hard to win the championship. And then later on, he needed a prime Dwayne Wade, who was the next thing to Kobe. And a future Hall of Famer, an all-time great two-way player. It is gangster to win a championship in the NBA. Shaq needed Kobe Bryant to win. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar won 6 chips. One of them with Oscar Robertson. Nothing until they got Oscar Robertson. Then they won 1. And then 5 with Magic Johnson. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the best who ever did it, needed Oscar Robertson and Magic Johnson. Shaq needed Kobe Bryant and Dwayne Wade. Giannis doesn't need Pippen. Giannis needs Kobe. Sorry, doesn't need Jordan. He's not Pippen. Giannis needs Kobe Bryant. Giannis needs an all-time great player who's not a big to pair with him. That's what it takes. Max Kellerman Show, presented by Progressive Insurance, Progressive Commercial, is proud to partner with the small business experts at SCORE. Access free online resources through the SCORE Small Business Reliance Hub at score.org. All right, so 888